Elysian Fields, 5 de la tarde. Bueno, pues estaban al lado, porque también eran las 5, estábamos en otro sitio. Venga, va, vamos a entrar para adentro.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
You have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe. Send them through.
Vale.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Encino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Wow. Bueno.
Like a cigar. Drink, boy.
Sure, I'll have this guy.
Biggs.
Okay, a ver, un momentito.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
Terrible, boy. How can I help?
A ver, relación de Elysian con incendios.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
Well, that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybill.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Concurso de viajes promocional, ¿vale?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Ay, mentira, seguro.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Vale, en los folletos sale, ¿no? Mira si sale. Sale bien.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. You know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Bueno, tío, aquí empezamos a ver cosas aquí ahora, ¿eh? Compra de terreno, a ver. Charlatán. Compra de terrenos, venga, vamos.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been reported.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Y claro.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the waste basket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Fuego en rancho escondido.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Mira. El cemento era súper chungo.
Lying, bro. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Sí, el cemento,
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boy. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think they'd vouch for the building without examining them? The arsonist. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think. The contractors I use for waivers. Suppose there could be any of them. I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Qué hijo de su madre, tío.
Glad to be of help, officer.
Sí, sí. Ya es que chulo, Ya vendremos a por ti, ya. Que tú eres el culpable, ya lo vemos. Venga, tira. Cogemos la lista.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
León, Pedro, toma esta generación. Ah, mira. Herbert Chapman.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Vale, busca un teléfono. ¿Dónde hay un teléfono? Ah, mira, aquí.
Someone ought to take him home.
The boss is a fine man.
I said, you're a producer, then I'm
Operator,
Lana
message
Turner.
for KGPL.
Vale, el Chapman fue el piromano que
Phelps, 1247.
que arrestemos en el primer incendio, Que iba con el cigarro con la cerilla.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks for your help.
Vale, bien. Resulta que ya lo teníamos cazado y ya tenemos que volver a cazarlo, pero bueno, no pasa nada.
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face to learn.
Esta es la mujer, la alemana, ¿no?
Me your heart.
Sí.
Baby, I'll bill it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Míralo.
Some
Buy me a
folk
drink, Cole?
die for the sake
No.
of
Not even for old time's sake. Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around.
Me vendiste, cabrón.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about the boy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Cabrona, ya te engancharé ya.
as you feel the
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
you
I
realize
should have known that you were playing Aaron. You and your doofus partner. You have been warned. Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company. I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here. Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Aquí, apartamento de Elsa, 8:45 de la mañana.
Get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
Kelton started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to drag you into this.
Say, Phelps, Monroe's an asswipe. So was Earl. So was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling the car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K on
Investiga
route.
Let's go pick him
investiga
up.
la residencia de Chapman, ¿eh? Vale, venga, va.
You're behind the wheel.
And where exactly are we going?
Vale.
Let us have the will.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
O sea que el Kelso trabaja en Fire Life, la aseguradora de los incendios. Buah, aquí es que hay un mamoneo. Buah, están todos involucrados. Yo ya estoy viendo un poco de cómo va el tema, ¿eh? Por eso no quieren que toqueteemos ni a Kelso, ni al doctor aquel, ni apartamento de Chapman, 9:01 de la mañana.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. Is there some kind of problem?
Let's take a look at
¿Qué
the
pasa
car.
aquí? Hostia,
Let's see what he's hauling around.
de pelo me quito rápidamente. Bien, tío. Vale. Repelente de mosquitos, ¿eh?
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Vale, bien. ¿Qué más tenemos por aquí? ...50 balas de calibre 45 para Bennington Precision. Más perforantes de 173 granos. Joder. Cartuchos de persecución central sin humo. Munición de 45, vale.
Should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Vale. Vale, construir a California mejor. Queremos comprarle hoy su antigua casa. Ya me entiendo ir a Monroe, producciones de Elysian Fields.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Vale.
Holy cow. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat.
Ah, mira, tío. Está ahí.
Shit. He's seen us.
Cops! Again!
Venga.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley.
Venga,
We gotta
tío.
move
Tira, tira,
fast,
tira, tira,
Cole.
tira, tira, tira. Venga, 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 venga.
I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Joder.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
¿Cómo lo paramos, tío? Bueno, tío. Madre mía, tío. Vaya trinchación. Perdón. ¿Cómo lo paro, tío? Joder. Mierda. Parta. Hay que ponerse en el lado, y dispararle. Vale, vale, ya lo he visto, ya lo he visto, ya lo he visto, ya lo he visto.
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. It's no good. We need to get closer. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
ACB Network, American Century Broadcasting. Broadcasting at 760 kilometers.
Tírale, tírale. Tío, venga, tío. ¡Hola, qué cabrón! Hostia, pensaba que íbamos a puñetazos, tío. Yo le di al de... Vale, no pasa nada, no pasa nada. Ahora la putada es que tenemos que volver a perseguir el tranvía. Sí.
Holy cow. There he is, it's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundry.
Míralo, el cabrón.
Shit, he's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Maldito cabrón. Corre, corre, corre. Venga, vamos, vamos, vamos.
Son of a bitch, he must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in, get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Déjelo descarrilar como sea, Venga, 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 venga. Mierda.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Corre, 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 corre. Venga, 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 venga. Que se nos va, que se nos va.
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
Mierda.
No, you gotta get me closer.
Ya voy, ya voy.
Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. End of the line.
Ahora sí,
Come on, Cole.
Hijo de puta.
Phelps, I'm coming. Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal benefit.
¿Qué hace el tranvía?
What are you talking about?
Hires benefit Elysian in some way. It's Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Vale.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. Couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? Calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Bueno, todo llegará, todo llegará. Espabilado. Supongo que es final de caso. No, parece ser que no, Brown Derby. Hollywood Post American Legion Stadium. No es final de caso, no. Mira. Con la alemana,
A letter from Luke. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You look for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
You want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help Mrs. Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Han pasado demasiados años, la verdad. Es que esto... informe del caso, Final de caso, yo creo, esta historia viene ya de la guerra, Sabemos que se va muy mal Kelso con Cole Phelps, pero aquí veo que al final se van a tener que juntar para poder quitar toda la trama esta que se llevan aquí entre el departamento de policía y todos los principales estos, tanto el... no sé, pero yo creo que aquí hay una trama, pero chunga, que están todos involucrados. Bueno, a ver, notas del caso: Chapman se lleva su móvil y cualquier posible relación con Monroe y Elysian a la tumba. Vale, sí, la verdad es que es verdad. No hemos podido averiguar nada, ¿vale? Vale, chicos, vamos a dejar aquí esto. Gracias por ver el vídeo, gracias por ver los capítulos. Llevamos 2 horitas grabando ya. Lo dejamos para el siguiente día. Seguiremos grabando los siguientes casos que vayan saliendo. Venga, adiós.